Now then, people. Sorry, I'm just laughing my head off at Jay Racer's comment. Rizzler paper returning. Uh-oh. Listen, you probably will be shocked and surprised, but I don't see it as being a negative. Brenden Aaronson is coming back to Leeds United. Plenty of water under the bridge. He went away, had a not great season, ended it well, but was playing in the Bundesliga, was playing in the Champions League. He's now coming back. He's coming back to the Championship. It's a level below. Look at what Firpo did. Can Brenden Aaronson press? Can Brenden Aaronson run all day? Is he very good technically on the ball? Yes. If he improves the physical side of his game, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer. Like Scott Lightning says, the press with James and Aaronson, it also maybe comes into that fact of having more tens and maybe one playing with width. If you remember, we did the second chance. We did the second chance earlier on. We did the second chance video a couple of days back when we spoke about Aaronson and we spoke about Christensen. And I said on that video that Aaronson would be decent. And someone actually messaged me and went, "You've got me all giddy, man. You've got me all giddy about the Brenden Aaronson one." I think it's a great move. I'm on board with it. You should be too. Get him on the weights. Get him physically fit. Get him up to the physicality pressures of the Championship. He will cook. Genuinely, Brenden Aaronson in this division is going to cook. You know, Brad, you say you're a better 10 than Brenden. You're lying. He won't be decent, says Slink for Slink. He will be decent. Like Will says, if he wants to be here, then I'm on board with it. Let's see what Graham's had to say in his article, because Graham Smith's done an article. Big up to G Smith. On the button, on the nose. Let's see what's been said. I'm going to try get rid of these bloody ads somehow. The YEP's a nightmare for it, because as soon as you scroll down, they just move the ad to the different part of it. But let's read through it. Big up to Graham Smith. Sam Reeves says, bookmark this. Listen, I was there. Tell me. I told you when we did the second chance video, it would be a smart move. Hear me out. Yes, exactly, Ryan. This is a good point. He has been humbled. Now it's time to earn that coin. Listen, I wasn't envisaging doing this video. At 12 o'clock, I'm on live with Connor. No doubt we're going to speak about it. So make sure you check me out on One Leeds after this. I did a video going through the top 10, or the latest 10 transfer links Leeds United have seen. Hopefully you've gone and seen it. Hopefully you're going to go watch it after this. It's all the latest Leeds United news. 10 players, bam, go through it. It's a pre-record, go check it out. Then this just happened. I was just playing Resident Evil. I was playing Resident Evil 2 Remake, you know. I'm working my way back through them. And I'm there, and then, boof, I get tagged in somewhere. I'm like, what's this? Oh, Graham Smith. Right, let's go. I'm sat here. I'm waiting. Listen, June, July is going to be mad for me, like with the Euros, with Leeds and everything. So you're going to be seeing a hell of a lot of me, but it is what it is. Listen, big up to everyone who signed up for the 30k giveaway. I tell you what, let's do that now. Let's get that drawn first of all, because we hit 30k. So we'll do this, right? So this is all the entrants, right? I'm going to press draw winners, and they're going to tell me the winners, yeah? They're going to tell me the winners, so you know it's all kosher, right? So I'm going to go draw winners. Winners to draw 3. All 3 prizes are amazing. Draw. Boom. Let's see us win. Hopefully some of you that are watching now. So we've got Stephen Doody from Munster in Ireland. He will get the home non-toe shirt. We have Candit Goodger. Yeah, Candit Goodger. He will get the away non-toe shirt. And Chris Metcalf will in Yeadon. Now, I can go visit... Oh, no, they went and visited that. I need to know how... Listen, they need to get in touch with me. You're going to have to get in touch with me. They're the winners. Stephen Doody, Candit Goodger, I assume. I'll send them emails. And Chris Metcalf. That's what I can do. I can send them emails. So there's your winner. All kosher, all above board. I'll zoom in for you. Let's have a look. Just so you can see it a little bit more up close. You all saw me do it. So we've got Stephen Doody, Candit Goodger, and Chris Metcalf. these are the shirts they've won. So big up to them. Big up to them, and thank you for, you know, subscribing and all that jazz, yeah? Subscribing, visiting football prizes and all that jazz. Make sure you send me a photo of you in them when you've won them. When you've got them. I'll email them people after this, just to let them know they've won them. So big up to them, big up to everyone who entered as well. Right, let's go to the article then that Mr. Graham Smith has put together. Hopefully you can see this. It's going to be a bit of an eyesore because of all the bloody... is that big advert there as well? Damn. Right, okay, let's see if I can move it a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, that's moved now, isn't it? We're going to have to go through it like this. Okay, so the American was one of the first to exercise a loan release clause in his contract after a disastrous first season at Ellen Road ended in relegation. Leeds, then under the majority control of Andrea Radrizzani and with Victor Orta running the football club, included such clauses in the contracts of several players to give them an option to leave and play elsewhere rather than taking significant pay cuts in the event of a drop out of the Premier League. We know that Brenden obviously was one of them players that exercised that, the dreaded loan clauses. And though Aaronson departed to join Union Berlin in the Bundesliga 5 days after Farke's arrival at Leeds, the deal has been struck before the German's appointment. So again, we have to look at that and say, okay, does that mean that he didn't get to have a chance to have a chat with Daniel Farke? Could have well been the case. You know, let's not forget this. A lot of players, for example, wanted to exit. They wanted to exit Leicester, and Enzo Maresca came in and he got his clause into them, and they said, you know what, we're on board. We're on board with what Enzo Maresca's got to offer. Now, Aaronson, if we're being honest, didn't have a great time of it. At Leeds, probably took a bit of criticism, rightly or wrongly, rightly in my opinion, and thought, do you know what, I'm out. I'm done, I'm gone. Now, had Farke have come in and maybe had that chance, maybe the conversation could have been different. Maybe it could have been different. You just don't know, do you? Now, what I am going to do is just take a moment, because now my thumbnail's arrived, is just to post this on the Twitter sphere and on the Facebook and all that jazz, so people know that we're live. Let me just do that. Don't forget as well, straight after this, at 12 o'clock, I'll be live with Connor over on One Leeds for the weekly instalment of The Counterpoint. The Counterpoint. We'll probably have quite a lot of counterpoints, actually, because we're going to be chatting about probably the retained list and and Brenden Aaronson. Yeah, man. Right, okay. Let's not forget as well, right? I'm just looking at some numbers here, right? So a lot of people are hammering it, but Brenden Aaronson played 30 times in the Bundesliga. Only 14 starts, though. But he still played a hell of a lot of football. There's a lovely little graphic here put together by Tom Carnduff, which I'm going to share with you now. You can see here just how busy he is. Like, he's literally everywhere, right? And you've got to give him another chance. And I think in the Championship he's going to light it up. I do believe that. Shots per 90, 1.28. Assists per 90, 0.14. Chances created per 90, 1.57. I just think, come on now, in the Championship, like, surely he can boss it. Surely. I think he will. I'm excited by it, you know. As the old adage says, it's like a new signing. So it said Aaronson had struggled to contribute the necessary end product in a difficult first campaign in English football following a £25 million move from Salzburg. This is another thing we have to take into consideration as well, folks. Leeds United are not getting anywhere close to that. Now, there was chats about maybe accepting 12 million, but obviously we know with FFP and etc., that's going to be a big dent. That's going to be a big dent, We don't want that, yeah? So I think that we have to take into consideration. Now, when Jesse March was in charge, the USM representative scored once and added 3 assists, and though he retained the backing of Marsh, faced criticism over his ability to adapt to the physicality of the English top flight. This is one criticism, not one, it's a big criticism. Physically, he was not at the races. So he needs to improve on that. And look, one thing I'll say for Daniel Farke, his fitness regime is crazy. You're talking sometimes double, triple sessions under Farke, so that's going to improve. It's going to have to, you know. That's going to have to. In Germany last season, Leeds man. Oh, you can't see that. Let me just put that back up and go back through it. In Germany last season, the Leeds man started 14 times in the Bundesliga as a second successive relegation scrap engulfed him, but he and Union Berlin were able to return their top league status. Aronson's 2 goals and a pair of assists all came in the second half of the season as Die Eisernen finished ahead of 17th place and a relegation playoff virtue of goal difference. So they stayed up. Having spent a season away from Ellen Road, Aaronson engaged in talks with Leeds and Farke that club sources say went positively, leading to a decision to bring him back to the fold. The YEP understands Aaronson had the option to return to Union Berlin and there was interest from elsewhere, but his preference was to come back to Leeds to be part of the promotion effort. Yeah, baby! Let's go! See, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. He could have gone back to Union Berlin. Yeah? He had offers from elsewhere, and he said, no, I want to come back to Ellen Road. I want to come back to England. I want to get Leeds United promoted. This is good. This is all music. Listen, it could be, a bit of PR, but who cares? I'm going to lap it up. Yes, Stephen, I'm the same as you, bro. Slate clean. Slate clean. It's all good. So if he does want to be here, fair enough, exactly. He could have gone elsewhere. He's chose to stay at Ellen Road this time around. Leeds believe that the 23-year-old, let's not forget age as well, is still very young, could be a considerable asset in the Championship, and I agree, particularly in an area of the pitch that lacked depth last term. Rutter eventually made the number 10 position his own, but the Frenchman struggled to maintain consistency after a March international break hernia operation. The elephant in the room, of course, is Aronson's initial decision to leave the club upon relegation rather than staying to put it right, but Leeds believe the precedent set by Willie Gnonto will stand in the American's favour. It's true, right? It's true. I can't be arsed, getting into it. At the end of the day, will he improve us? Yes, he will. Is it another body? Yes, it is. I'm not going to get away from that fact. He improves us. Gnonto, who did not have a release clause in his contract, attempted to leave the club via a transfer request and was stood down from first team involvement at the start of the campaign before fighting his way back into Farke's plans and fan affections, becoming more influential as the season went on. Should Aronson follow in Gnonto's footsteps and prove his ability on the pitch in the second tier, Leeds believe there is a way back with supporters. Of course there is. Though Farke went on record to suggest bringing back a player who did not want to be here at the club could be likened to warming up leftover food, he was also clear that second chances are possible. I think we need to also remember, folks, like we said, that Brenden Aaronson had already left before Farke came in the door. Something to consider, something to think about. The plan for Aaronson now is international involvement. The USMN's T's face Brazil on a friendly on June 30th in prep for Copa America. They'll take on Bolivia, Panama and Bielsa's Uruguay. The latter fixture coming on July the 2nd in the group stages. Aaronson will report back for pre-season training at Leeds once his tournament is over and resume his Whites career in the knowledge that he has work to do with the fan base. So there is the article. Let's see what people are saying. Get your comments in now where I can see them, and we'll chat about it. Big up to John F for the super chat as well. Big up to you, my man. Please, everyone, smash a like on the video if you have not as well. Here we go. If he wants to be here, then he deserves a chance. It's the Championship. I think he would do well, and it gives us a chance to recoup what we paid for him. Agreed, Darren. What does he improve? Okay, party boys. So already we have an extra body who can play in 10, right? He can also play off the right and off the left. You're going to be losing bodies in Somerville and Gnonto, right? So he's an extra body in there. I also feel that Farke will play with more 10s than out-and-out wingers. I think next season you will see him something more similar and akin to what he did at Norwich when he had Todd Cantwell, Emi Buendia, and then he had Onel Hernandez, holding the width, for example. You could see Dan James holding that width. You could see Rutter and Aaronson. Let's look. He's weak as piss. He was overplayed under Marsh. I was a massive critic of his. Improves the physical side of his game. Let's not say that he can't dribble, because he can. Let's not say he can't open up spaces in tight areas, because he can. He's still very, very young. So he for me, improves. That's how he improves as party boy, for me. Already, the forward area, especially when you consider some outgoings, looks better. Yeah, you're right. He doesn't start for them. Do a poll. That's a good shout. Let's do a poll. Let's see what everyone's saying on the poll. 1 second, and I'll put a poll in there now. Not a Q&A. We don't want a Q&A, bloody hell. Start a poll. Happy with A.A. Ronson's return. Right, there's a poll in the chat. Let me know. USA. Yeah, we can bring it back now. Jamie says, I'll back any player in the Leeds shirt, but I won't lie and say he wasn't bad for us. Guy was garbage. Yeah, towards the back end of the season he was, for sure. I think he was massively overplayed by Jesse. But look, I said, for example, I was quick to criticise keeping Firpo. And we've seen how that worked out. And I think Brenden Aaronson could have a similar style impact in the Championship. At least Aaronson isn't scared of shooting like Kamara. Listen, Kamara's dead at shooting, but he knows he's dead at shooting, so he don't bother. He improves our lack of press and his quality of the ball at his feet. Yeah, agreed, Craig. This is the thing. Pressing, running, all that side of it, he's very good at. He's pacey as well. He's great. He's a great ball carrier. He is a great ball carrier. So in tight spaces, he can get us out of them. I think it's a no-brainer for me. Ed says, not asked in the slightest, decent bench option. I think he'll start, mate. Just hope it doesn't impede on us investing in a starting 11 player. Club had no other choice, really. Don't want to make a loss. Maybe that is a case in point as well. Yeah, I agree with you, Danny. He is too weak. Yeah, that's something that needs to be labelled at him, yeah, for sure. Aaronson will cook next season. I agree. Over 10 G&A easily. Easily in the Championship. I don't think that's wild to say. We got no goals from midfield. You know, you could even play him, categorise him in that. You're going to get goals and assists from Aaronson. He's got something to prove. But why the rewriting of history, though? Who's rewriting what you on about, Jamie? I just agreed with what you said. I do think that, though, if he can't do it in the German league, he will struggle in the Championship, but I'm willing to give him a chance. Look, you can't, physicality and stuff, but the level of opposition is nowhere close to what he was playing against in the Bundesliga. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, he'll be too quick for most Championship defenders. Craig says, Aaronson in the 10, Rutter out wide. Don't forget Aronson's first few games, we were all excited by him. Yeah. Well, Lou Leeds, according to the report, he could have gone back to Uni in Berlin. He also had offers elsewhere, but he's decided to stay at Leeds United. I don't think it's a bad move at all. Personally, I said in the second chance video, he should be given a... would I be excited by him? But, yeah, I would have. I'm going to go back to that video, actually. I'm going to have a look on the second chance video. Let's have a look and see what was said on the comments. Aaronson will get massacred in the Championship. Let's have a look. Aaronson will go nowhere. Who on earth would pay 10 million from? This is from Stephen, and cover his wages. I get him out on a free. Cut the transfer losses and off his wages. I'm just trying to see what's being said. Yeah, I'm trying to find that message where someone has said you got me hyped, because I know I backed it at that time. Hopefully we're going for at least one established cam. If Aaronson could bulk up, he would be lethal coming off the bench. Party Boy says he's shite. The EFL will tear him up. I don't know. It remains to be seen. Why can't we just admit he was terrible and he got a lot to prove instead of coping like he was never a bad player? We paid 25 million for him. He did have good games. I would put a lot of that due to the fact that he was massively overplayed and was very, very frustrating. 100%. Medford Messi, they said. Exactly. Listen, I've come here and I've criticised all that, but I'm on this. I'm on this. I think it's a smart move from the football club. I think it's a smart move from Brenden Aaronson's side of things. Yeah. So, am I losing my mind here? Did we not all see what he did? Yeah, we went down, Joe. Are you being serious? No, I am being serious. If you go back and watch that second chance video, I said it. I think in the Championship, in terms of his pressing, on the ball ability, his ball carrying ability, a level below. Let's not forget, like Michael's just said, this is a £25 million player. This is an international playing in the Championship against bozo defenders. You've seen some of the defences we came up against. Look at that Huddersfield game, for example. Bozo defence. Aaronson cooks them. Jamie, I'd go watch the second chance video. You were probably commenting on that video. I said exactly that, mate. I said exactly that. So, there you go. Get him on the roids, yeah. I think as well, what you have to... It's happened now. It's happening. He's staying. So, as a fan, I'm getting excited by that. I'm not going to sit here and go, he's shite. Look, for me, there's different fans. The same people who are now critical of Aaronson were the same people that said that the club are a joke for re-signing Cooper and Shackleton. Because you're negative. You don't want to hear it, but you're negative. You're on the other side of the coin. Nothing's ever good enough. Like someone said, if you got given a gold bar at Leeds United, you'd ask how fucking shiny it was. You know? It's the same people I see in the comments that are criticising Aaronson staying are the same people that criticise Cooper and Shaq getting a new deal. You think you're playing FIFA. You think we're a top 6 club. You think we've got a copium amount of money. These are the facts. Questions can be asked all you want in the Prem, but we're not in the Prem. He's very techie and can see him balling out in the Championship. Agreed. Yeah, playing against Bayern last season, he's going to be the same as Oxford. Exactly, Matt. Preach it. Tell them. You know? Let's have a look. He started well, burned out by Marsh. Farke will use him better. Agreed. Joe, I remember when we got relegated and you told us Aaronson would be good at this level. I'm fine with you on this. I'm excited for this. Listen, I've had up and down. I've said, you know, he's too weak. I called him Rizzler paper. And then over the past few weeks, when you actually look at it and take a step back, would he be good in this division? Yes. I think so. I don't see what the downside is to it, because we're not going to get anywhere close to what we paid for him. The manager's had a chat with him. He's turned down offers from elsewhere and said, boom, let's bring him in. Let's bring him back into the fold. Yeah, but what's that got to do with the price of fish, party boy? I don't get it. Big up to you, Danny Cook. Jesse the coach players by having them sit around watching Netflix. Yeah, exactly. Good point, John F. Again about the patterns and stuff. It's nothing to do with the Brent. It's nothing to do with Red Bull. I disagree. I think there will be finances behind it, 100%, because Leeds United would have had to take a massive loss if they were to sell him. So we'll see, innit? Only time will tell. I actually think it's decent. Voba won't stay now, and he's another. Would I accept Voba back after criticising him? Yeah, because in the Championship, boom. But he won't stay. He's at Austria. Could even be an outside bet for the Euros to go far. He'll get a move, and we'll probably get money for him. Well, he's got to be, Dick. He's got to be, because he's accepted it. He hasn't gone elsewhere. He's staying at Leeds United. Aaronson is a pressing monster. The amount of balls he will win and mistakes he will force will cause chaos. Agreed. Especially in this division. Because the defenders are garbage. Louis, but you're always one of the negative ones. You have to admit that. So if the shoe fits, bro, the shoe fits. Because it's the same people, bro. So, Joe, ask your listeners, have they ever been given a second chance in life? Yeah, probably. Listen, 62% now, sorry, are happy with happy with him returning. Joe, you have a right to not wanting him back. But yeah, I know. I didn't say that. Yeah, that's enough for me as well. From a P&S point of view, we're not getting the roughly 70 million. We need to write him off, but he has a decent season with us. We may get 12. We would. Yeah, James, this is a case in point as well. And he may have an amazing season. Goals and assists. I think, like someone said, the prediction 10 G&A. Easy. Just don't put him on corners, yeah? Don't put him on corners. Don't. But Matt, okay, great question. What has he done in 2 years to show he's capable at this level? So he's played 30 games in the Bundesliga, right? He's also played in the Premier League, so there's experience there. What I would say in response to is, what had Junior Firpo done in 2 years prior to that to say that he would do it? And who says he's our new number 10? You don't know how the tactic. I think we'll have 3 of them, or maybe 2 and a winger holding width. But yeah, what did Firpo do for you in the last 2 years to show you he was capable at this level? The answer is nothing. I was also in that, and he ended up being our best player turn of the year. Things change. Things happen. Now, if he comes and he's terrible, then you can say, I told you so, Joe. I hope to God he proves me wrong, Joe. I really do, but he's weak and scared of a tackle. What's the EFL based around? Yeah, maybe that is the criticism, isn't it, Party Boy? That's what we have to see. But ultimately, he's on board. Farke's on board. Let's go. Enjoy Copa America. I don't think he'll play much. Coming off the bench, maybe. Enjoy Copa America. Come back with a point to prove. Get yourself fit. Improve your physical side of the game. Pre-season in August, bam. Championship season starts with there. One second. Fair to respond. Near the end of the season, you said but you were being negative around that whole situation. There'd have been context applied to that. But yeah, I didn't come away from the fact that I also said going into next season at that time that Joseph should be number 9. I did not say it at that time, Louis. I did not say it at the time. Corners can't be any worse. They can. We remember them corners. Yeah? We remember them corners. They're worse. They're worse. Scott says this is actually false. Aaronson wasn't scared of putting a tackle in, but was weak trying to hold players off because of his size. Jared says you have to take this into consideration that he went from Austria to the Prem. He's still young. I wonder what the response has been on Twitter. A lot of it'll be, we're skint. We're having to bring him back and all that sort of stuff. Oh no, we can't get any more players because we're having to do this and all this sort of stuff. But yeah, let me have a look and see what the general response has been to Brenden Aaronson staying at Leeds United. I'm excited, to be honest. Cover every blade of grass. That's one thing he will do. He'll cover every blade of grass on that football pitch. Right, I'm going to have a look at some of the responses. Ellis Platten from Away Days. I really like this. I think he can be massive for us. Oh, good God. People saying brilliant news. Just get behind the lad. Hope he gets booted around the division. Hope Farke is feeding him steak and raw eggs. Didn't really have enough. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be mixed. But look, according to the poll, 60% of you say you're happy with his return. I think this is good. That's good. Yeah, Jimmy, he's got a lot to prove. And don't get away from that fact. Yeah, Bielsa was the one that okayed the signing. No, we're not. I don't know where you're reading this stuff. Oh, mate, it's brutal. JP, like, this I was gutted about seeing all the Shackleton response and stuff. Just get him on the spinach, yeah, Popeye. Get him on the Popeye vibes. Get him in the gym. I think it's a good move. Yeah? I think it's a good move. So, just a quick recap, mate. Brenden Aaronson is staying at Leeds United. It's been confirmed by the football club to the press. So, yeah. And ultimately, we need to strengthen the team. You need to strengthen the team and increase the depth. Aaronson does that. Okay? Aaronson does that. He increases the floor of the team. Even if he doesn't see him as a starter, which I think he will end up, starting games. But he increases the floor of the team. Yeah? It increases the depth. It improves the squad overall. Yeah? Obviously, we know he had a great start for his tenure at Leeds United. We were all excited. The Medford Messi. 25 million. You'll be my American boy. What a chant that was, by the way. We were all excited. He had a good start to the season. But we have to apply context that we had one of the worst managers football's ever seen in Jesse Marsh. He flogged him. Continued to play him even when he was out of form. And then we then went down and he jumped ship like a lot of them did. He did this before Farke had come in, though. He's now, after having conversations with the club, has decided to stay. After chats with Farke, after chats with the club, they're all on board. He's also turned down Union Berlin, a return there. He's also turned down other moves to stay at Leeds United. Now, how can it boost our chances? Well, in terms of pressing, he's a willing presser. He's a great ball carrier. He will cover every single blade of grass. He will do what's asked of him. Physically, he needs to improve, but can he boost the team's chances into next season? Yes, he can. Yes, he can. For me. Like a new signing. 100%. Of course, he has a lot to do in terms of winning over some fans. You know me, I'm straight there. Right, Farke, Aaronson, clean slate. You're done. Right, let's go. Next season, let's win the league. You're going to be a part of that. Boom. Thank you very much, Abdul Rahman. He says, hello, Joe. Congratulations on 30k. You deserve it. We need Farke to feed Aaronson some German sausage to make him stronger and not fall over the time. Yeah, some Brauthausen. So I'm actually excited at the prospect of him returning. I'm excited at the prospect of him returning. And if you are too, then like the video. Get your comments in on that potential return if you're watching on playback. Subscribe as well. Listen, we hit 30k. Let's keep grinding, right? Oof, yeah. My response will not be the same. Just like when I did my response will not be the same because he's dead. But them convos could be happening, you know. What if they are? Surely they are. Them convos must be happening because they've happened with Aaronson. Oh. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what happens there. Be interesting, won't it? Rasmus I won't be on board with. Because he's a dead footballer. and has no technical ability whatsoever. And our right-backs need to have technical ability. Aaronson has technical ability in spades. He does. And if you don't think he does, then you haven't watched him enough. Technically on the ball, he's very good. He is very good. I wish I could share a compilation with you, but it is what it is. Anyway, look, there's 600 people watching. The fun, what is it? If the fun don't stop. I don't know what relevance that has, but what I'm going to tell you is in less than 30 minutes, I'm going to be live on Connor's channel. We'll probably be chatting this topic fresh off the bat. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. Yeah, look, I did a video just a second ago, a pre-record. Please go and watch it. So what I've done is compiled the 10 most recent targets. I'm going to show you now. So I've compiled the 10 most recent targets on Leeds United that we've been linked with. The 10 most recent targets. This video here, right next to me, there with Ayo Tanaka, Ben Johnson, and Bobby Decordova-Reid. Go check that out. It's only about 17 minutes. Just go through each of the 10 latest players, which one I think, you know, are yeses and nos and maybe so's and all that jazz. So if you're stuck for something to do between now and me and Connor going live, go check that out. And maybe we'll have a chat later on tonight on a live stream, me and a couple more content creators discussing the video on, the news of Brenden Aaronson, and we'll get stuck into it. But yeah, there we go. Thanks as always for watching. Make sure you join me and Connor soon, and I'll see you in a bit. Big up. America. America.